And welcome back to Let's Play Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor Overclocked. Last time, we defeated Belial, the second Bell, and have claimed the power of, well, another Bell. One thing that I forgot to draw attention to that actually changed with us after we defeated Belial, take a look at my maximum MP there and notice it was 207. If you were paying attention to my statistics at the start of the previous video, you would have noticed that it was around 167, so we jumped up about 40 MP, and that obviously cannot be accounted for by just the single level up that we got from defeating Belial. When you defeat Belial, you actually get a 15% bonus to your maximum MP, which is actually a pretty solid bonus to get. Definitely one of the better Bell rewards. Actually gives the main character some decent MP to work with for once. Not quite as much as Yuzu, but more than Midori, so that's pretty sweet right there. Now that that is all taken care of, we have 6 possible routes to take through the game, but you can only take one of them. Fortunately, the game does give you the opportunity to shop around. Let's just start from the top here and visit Atsuro.
It's kind of embarrassing to bring it up like this.
Oh, come on. What do you want, Atsuro?
Hey, come on. Hear me out. I've been thinking about it really hard. And I still think that totally throwing away the demon's powers would be a waste. I want the government to see how useful the demon's powers can be if we can control them. Please, lend me your strength.
I'm gonna have to think about that, Atsuro. Will it really be alright?
You know, Remio said that it hoped humans could end the lockdown themselves. If we can control the demons and remove their threat, the lockdown might be lifted. We'll be able to return to our normal lives, plus we'll have new handy powers. There's no way we can let a chance like this slip past.
I have to think on this, Atsuro. I don't know. We definitely have other options before us.
He's right. Wouldn't it be even worse if just anybody could use the powers of demons?
Of course it would. I didn't want to face it, but the last few days made me realize it. We'd all benefit from the demons, but not all people should be allowed to use them.
What do you mean?
Control over the demons should be limited to special government organizations.
This is probably one of the more outwardly controversial elements of this ending, because up until this point, Atsuro is extremely critical of the government, and if you discovered the UEM field plan, this seems really crazy to advocate for, so this ending is not very popular due to Atsuro suddenly taking a wild shift in tone on who should be handling the demons.
Of course, the summoning program will have to be changed to make that happen. All kinds of advances can be made, and the citizens can reap the benefits of them. Like how we don't each own a nuclear power plant, but we all get to use the power.
I see. If that's how it ends up, I'd be a little more comfortable with it.
Right? Naoya's notes prove that it's possible to control the demons. We just have to do it. But to do that, we really need Naoya's help. I'm sure the powers of demons can revolutionize mankind. Giving up now would be a waste.
I'll think about it, Atsuro. I'm not sure. This plan, not only does it seem a little dicey in its long-term optics, I don't know, like, it sounds tantamount to just enslaving the demons, if you ask me.
I see. Yeah, okay. You need to be sure you're making the right decision.
Okay, so that was Atsuro's pitch. Let's see what Yuzu has to say. And yes, if you're not picking up what he's putting down, you can just back out at this point and check out what somebody else wants to do. So let's see what Yuzu wants to do.
Hey, we only have one day left, you know? At 1800 tomorrow, what can we do? Is there any other way out but death? I don't want to die. Hey, what would happen if we broke through the lockdown and escaped?
Well, the final option would be used.
Do you really think that will happen? I mean, once we're out, there will be no reason to hide the existence of demons. The lockdown will be meaningless then. Would they still use the final option? I don't think that even the angels would do something that pointless.
I'm against that idea. It's way too dangerous.
But the time limit's gonna end tomorrow and we'll all die. Are you all fine with that?
I don't want that to happen. We did everything we could for the past week.
And even now, we don't know anything for sure. We don't even know if we'll survive. Escaping the lockdown is better than dying in the street. Ugh, Yuzu. So let's get out of the lockdown first. Make sure we survive, then we can find a way to deal with the demons. I just don't want to die. Let's get out of here, okay?
Now, you might be thinking, this seems pretty silly given all that we've learned about the lockdown, and especially if you saw Yuzu's event yesterday the way that I got it. So, I said yesterday, last video, but, the thing is that Yuzu's ending is a wildcard ending. It is always available no matter what you do, and it's kind of written to assume that you didn't really do a deep dive on the, real root causes of the lockdown or what to do about it. So Yuzu always just kind of seems like she's just let her cowardice take the better of her and is being kind of stupid here. So we definitely don't want to take this.
Yeah, sorry. Take your time. I'll be waiting.
Alright, so that's Yuzu's ending. I'm not gonna check out, that's Yuzu's cutscene for her ending. I'm not gonna check out Kaido's right now, I'm gonna save that for later. Next up, let's see what Amane has to say.
Have you made your decision to become Messiah and save mankind? You have been selected by our Almighty Lord. This glory can be none other than yours. Now, let us go forth together with him.
Well, that was a quick pitch right there. Will that really save the world, though? Actually, you know what? Let's think in a bigger scope here. What happens to humanity if I take on that mantle?
Kind-hearted one, your heart aches with worry for your people, does it not? It is true that not all will be safe, even in a world under his rule. Those who do not repent breaking his teachings will suffer his judgment. But man has continuously chosen to walk a fool's path. When the unjust kill the just, and the righteous shed tears, can all truly be forgiven? Now is when man must awaken and take the path of justice and order as he was meant to. In order for that to happen, you must become the Messiah and lead humanity.
No, I'm gonna have to think on this a little more. There's so many other options before me, and Messiah is such a lofty title to take on, and such an impeccable one, too. I don't know if I could live up to that kind of standard.
I see. No matter what the time, the path of righteousness never changes. I will be waiting here. I hope your will remains strong, and you become the harbinger of light.
Well, I can definitely see myself becoming a harbinger of something, but I'm not sure if it's light. I really should be calling her Remiel at this point. She hasn't been a Mane in days, but whatever, that's neither here nor there. Next up, let's see what Jin has for us.
Ah, you're here. I want to erase all demons from Tokyo and return this city to what it used to be. Would you lend me your strength so I can accomplish that goal?
Well, because Jin doesn't have quite as much of a personal relationship or a personal stake in us specifically, his cutscene is really brief, so we're already at the end here. We'll just think about it, Jin.
Yeah, there's no rush. Take your time and think it through.
Alright, so we have those options before us. Of course, we can become the Messiah and banish the demons that way through the combined power of the angels and the title of Bell. We could choose to follow Atsuro's route and enslave the demons. We could follow Yuzu's path and just try to escape and hope things work out from there, which it doesn't seem like a very good plan, but that's what Yuzu wants to do. Jin wants to just banish demons entirely, which probably would be the resolution I'd pick personally if I was in this situation, but let's check out what Naoya has for us. You find Naoya and Kaido talking. They seem to be discussing some kind of plan.
Yo, you guys. You've come. I found someone with interesting talents, so I invited him. It seems that you already know each other.
This smart guy's your cousin, right? I thought so. You're both weird.
Have you made your decision to assume the throne of Bel? If you become Overlord, the lockdown will be lifted and mankind will be saved. But the angels who ordered the lockdown and their own leader won't be happy.
So you mean we're going into direct confrontation with God if I decide to align myself with you, right?
That's right. It's God. The one who rules this world and master of the angels who force these ordeals on us. If you try to use the powers of demons to take control, they will surely intervene. Unless God's hold on the world is broken, your wishes will never come true.
Being released from God, huh? Well, bring it on.
What about your plan, Kaido?
You mean the comp facility that the Shomonkai have? My crew's already taken hold of it. If I join this plan, we won't need to use those comps. But, as long as we control the plant, we won't have to worry about any new demon tamers. That'll let us focus on our own plan. This lockdown only happened because God's selfish. He's sitting back in heaven while he orders the government to do whatever he wants. All this was starting to piss me off. I want to meet this God guy face to face and beat his punk ass down.
It won't end with the death of God. Once he is overlord, this world is his. Everything you want will be yours. Money, food, whatever you wish for. Then again, money will be useless at that point. Now, tell me your decision. Have you made up your mind to become king?
I need to think about this. I actually didn't know you could suggest this, that you could help Atsuro. You know what? Let's suggest this right here.
Work with Atsuro?
A comp summoning program completely controls the demons summoned from that comp. This principle must extend to the server as well. And all the demons summoned by comps are first summoned through the server. This means that if the programming in the summoning server is altered, it should be possible to use the server to control every demon summoned by a comp. If we can do that, the demons will no longer be a threat. Then the government won't have to keep the lockdown going and humanity will profit. I want people to have complete control over the powers of the demons.
I commend your logic. Feel free to change the server's programming then.
If there's proof that the program can be changed, Amani promised to take us to it. But no matter what I do, it's impossible for me to finish the code by myself in one day. Please, Naoya, we need your skill. Please, please help us.
Why are you so obsessed with controlling them with the comps? If he becomes the overlord, there won't be any need for those machines.
But if that happens, only he will be able to control the demons. I want all mankind to be able to benefit from the demon's power.
More stupid bleeding from the weak. I'm not interested. Give it up. Come back when you've made your choice. There's no other way.
So yeah, now you kind of blows that off, but that is interesting that if you qualify for Atsuro's ending, you can suggest that. I actually didn't know that was an option you had there. Huh, that's weird. Kaido's disappeared from the event selection. Well, we can't just not see Kaido's ending, so let's back this up and see how Kaido's ending route goes here. So we'll just load our save once again and get a good look at how Kaido's ending event plays out.
Oh, there you are. Everything went as smooth as butter. The comp manufacturing plant's in our hands now. We have the manpower. All we need's a plan.
That's an interesting lineup you got there. That's good. Looks like the seed of ambition is finally sprouting in you.
Aren't you...
Pleasure to meet you, Kaido. I'm his cousin, Naoya. You plan to conquer the world with the comps, don't you? That's impossible.
You'd better start explaining.
Any one comp can only control a limited number of demons. Even if you had all the comps produced so far, you can't control every demon on Earth.
Yeah, surprise! Kaido ends up getting cucked out of his ending by Naoya. There is no Kaido ending. The purpose of Kaido's route, at least I think this is the intended purpose of Kaido's route, is that it serves as a backdoor into Naoya's route. Should you fail the Day 5 challenge, then you can get Kaido's ending route instead and still get Naoya's ending, if that's what you wanted. So if you qualify for Naoya's ending route, and the main thing you have to do for qualifying for Naoya's route is clearing his challenge on Day 5 and then seeing his last event on Day 6. There is no reason to do the Kaido ending events. I could have ignored it. I just wanted to show that it is possible to open up all route possibilities on the end of day 6 if you hit the right events. Anyway, you're right. It would be a good thing to be able to control every demon on Earth.
I'm glad you understand so quickly. Now, what would you say if I told you that there's a way to subdue every demon out there? You already know what I'm going to say, don't you?
Yeah, I think I do.
Hey, quit being so secretive. Fill me in on what's going on.
It's simple. All he needs to do is win the War of the Bells and be an overlord.
An overlord, huh? I like the sound of that.
I wouldn't even think about it, Kaido. Only he can become the overlord.
Your family's full of freaks, huh? You read my mind just now. But why can't I be it? It should be up to whoever's the strongest.
He has already defeated Belder and absorbed his power. Only a few bells remain now, and the power of Bell grows stronger every day. Naturally, only those blessed by Bell can absorb its power and become its king.
I don't get all of it, but he can still become this Bell King thing, right? That's fine with me then. He and I made a promise.
Looks like he trusts you. You've gained a loyal friend. One more thing. Becoming the Overlord will save the humans in the lockdown zone. Do you remember what I told you earlier? Show the world the power of the Overlord and negotiate with those imprisoning you. There's no other way to lift this lockdown.
Ah, sounds like fun. We get to kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
However, if you're going to become the Overlord, there is one thing you cannot avoid.
Alright, and I'm assuming you mean the battle with God. That's going to be an inevitability if I take this path?
Very good. That's right. If you become Overlord, the lockdown will be lifted and mankind will be saved. But the angels who ordered the lockdown and their own leader won't be happy.
Okay, so we can just repeat ourselves here. So, you mean God?
Very astute of you. You're absolutely right. This is an achievement to be proud of. Do you remember what I said earlier? Defeating God will release mankind's shackles and cast off our chains. If you can accomplish this, man will never again be forced to suffer God's ordeals. That is when mankind will finally obtain true, everlasting freedom.
We'll be released from God, huh? Well, bring it on. God created us all, right? A chance to duke it out with the Almighty doesn't come around that often. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, man. I'll take this bet. The rest is up to you.
You think God stays up in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created? Anyway, with enough joking around, this is the ending route I'm going to be taking, the Naoya Kaido ending route. Why this particular ending route? Well, for a few reasons. This was the first ending route that I took when I played this game when I got on my 3DS way back in God, I think it was like 2013 that I got this. It was a decade ago, jeez. But also, this is probably the hardest route in the game. At least, I think so. I think the final boss of Amane's Day 8 might be a little bit tougher than the final boss of this one, but generally, this is the path of most resistance to take. Also, it'll allow us to pick up all the skills in the game in a matter of 2 playthroughs if I do my skill cracks right. But also, I'm going to, tying back to the point of it being the hardest route, I'm going to be picking up the remaining ending routes on a New Game Plus file, where we're going to have a much easier time with the fights in that circumstance, so I want to actually have a rough time actually finishing the game, so that it's not going to seem like such a cop-out when we just blitz through the rest of the game. And yeah, that's about it, really. I just like this ending round. I think it's a good fit for the Let's Play, and Naoya's 8th Day actually has some pretty interesting potential resolutions to the plot that I also think work pretty well as a capstone to the Let's Play, so we're going to ally ourselves with Naoya and Kaido.
Hey, you're not seriously considering this, are you?
I'm serious, Yuzu. This is the route I want to take. I honestly, up until this point, I've been really frustrated with how condescending the angels have been, and I do not like what they have what they've committed here, judging us when we haven't really done anything. You know what? I just take a firm stance against ad hominems, and personally, I think if anybody should become the King of Bel, probably someone who has a degree of humanity, don't you think? I'm serious about this.
Sorry, I can't go with you.
Huh? Yoo-hoo, what are you saying?
We can't do this. All this talk about killing God and crushing the SDF people?
But we don't have a choice. If we don't, they're going to kill us anyway.
I'm sorry. Thanks for everything. Goodbye.
Yuzu, hey!
Yuzu leaves. Yeah, remember how Yuzu said she would support us no matter what in the last video? I mean, I know technically in this timeline we haven't actually seen that event, but I'm sure she still held that sentiment. Yeah, that was a lie. If you ally yourself with Naoya and Kaido, she goes AWOL and leaves the team.
Damn it. What's she gonna do on her own?
I'm sorry. I can't go along with this either.
What?
Midori leaves as well. Yes, Midori also goes AWOL, so darn, we're already down 2 people. We're losing most of our team here.
Midori, you too?
Sorry, but I can't do this. There's no way I can agree with what you're trying to do.
Keisuke leaves. Unsurprising that Keisuke abandons us in this circumstance. He had already expressed his misgivings about Naoya's plan here, so not the biggest surprise in the world that he's gone, but our entire team, save for Atsuro, has abandoned us. I will take this opportunity to praise Atsuro. No matter what you choose to do in this game, he will always stick by you. There's a reason the fans call him Atsubro.
What's with everyone? Keisuke too?
You can't be loved by everyone in the world. If you want to lead people without lying to yourself, you gotta make them fear you. It's tough, but that's the way the world is. Let's do our best, man.
Kaido joined the party, and coming on day 7, we get a whole bunch of new characters at this point. Yeah, most of the characters in this game are only available to use on day 7 and day 8, and it's probably one of the more disliked aspects of this game. Pazuzu can now be fused using the Cathedrals of Shadows. This was the alternative I mentioned way earlier back on day 5 for unlocking both Pazuzu and Yama on a playthrough without actually losing any characters. By taking Naoya and Kaido's route, you unlock Pazuzu for fusion.
Congratulations. You've chosen to take the future in your own hands.
You're the one who made him make that decision, Naoya. What are you trying to do, Naoya? What do you gain if he's an overlord?
Aren't you happy for him? I'm giving my cousin the gift of power, even over demons.
Yeah, come on, Atsuro, this is a good thing. This is a good thing.
Huh, I see. In any case, mankind stands to gain something from this. If a man rules demonkind, the demons will not harm humans. Indeed, demons will serve man. If that doesn't satisfy you, then go and get rid of all the demons in the world. Being an overlord isn't as bad as it would seem at first glance, don't you think?
Well, maybe, but
Say, is this really going to stop that final option thing the government's plotting?
It depends on the negotiation, but what fool would say no to a loyal army of demons? The government may be foolish, but even they should realize what refusal would mean.
Got a point.
Now, is there anything else you want to ask me about?
Oh, tell me the risks. I kind of jumped into this. Let me know what exactly I'm getting myself into.
The only risk would be dealing with God. But if we win against him, mankind will be free of God's tyranny forever. Of course, I've devised a plan to defeat him. Remember, you'll have my help.
we're really going to be okay, right? We only have until 1800 tomorrow.
You're a worrier, aren't you? Relax. Every step has already been calculated. I have some matters to look into. I'll be back by morning. Get some rest. The final touches are set. the last curtain will rise, and you will be King of Bel.
Hey, who is that guy, seriously?
Well, he's my cousin, but I suppose you, well, I mean, you already knew this, so let's give you a greater idea of just how important he is in the grand scheme of this.
Right. So he may be the person who knows the most about this lockdown.
The person, huh? Well, whoever he is, he freaks the hell out of me. His mind's way too sharp. He's got a lot of secrets, doesn't he?
Ha. Everybody says that when they meet him for the first time.
Well, what he says makes sense. I don't think he's lying to us either. I don't see a problem in teaming up with him, for now. Well, in any case, I'm partying with the next Demon Lord, huh? Awesome. So, what are you gonna do when you become the Overlord?
Well, probably sit in a throne room and practice my evil laugh, but maybe just a more generalized response here. Just do whatever I feel, you know? Go with the flow.
Nice. Oh, you totally looked like a villain just now. They're all gonna pay. Locking us in here with the demons, government bastards and the angels behind them.
The lockdown. We'd be enjoying normal life if we weren't stuck in here.
Well, that's enough talking. It's time to rest up. We're gonna have lots of fun tomorrow.
And with that, Day 6 formally comes to a close, so let's save our progress here and transition into Day 7.
Oh, morning. Hey, how do you think Yoo-Hoo's doing? I wonder if she got any sleep last night.
Yeah, it does kind of concern me. I can't believe she just abandoned us like that.
Yeah, well, no use moping about it. Let's focus on what we gotta do.
Yo, Mr. Overlord. Looks like you're up.
Is it just me, or does it kind of feel like Kaido's coming on to us? You look like a real villain there. But we've still got a little bit of work to do, Kaido. I'm not quite there yet.
Don't sweat it. This world's gonna fall right into our lap. Hey, looks like your cousin's here.
Sorry to keep you all waiting.
You finished your research yet? We're all set to go, man.
Indeed I have, and it'll prove useful before long. But there is one bit of bad news.
Bad news? What is it?
It's not a big deal, but the government's final option is now scheduled for noon today.
This is kind of a big deal, but let's try pressing him for more information. How exactly did that happen?
With comps so widespread now, people have started assaulting the lockdown all over Tokyo. The government doesn't think it can hold out until evening, so they're playing it safe.
But what are we going to do? Now we only have until noon!
Stop panicking over every little thing. It can be easily compensated for.
Oh, okay. I mean, I have no choice but to trust you anyway. But I wanted to make sure of something one last time.
Yes?
If he becomes king, will everyone really be saved?
Who knows? Ask him. He's the one who'll be saving everyone.
Yeah, come on.
You see, Atsuro, the king will work things out and save everyone. Now, if there are no further questions, let's get started.
We're gonna take out those Bell guys first, right?
Yes, we are. Let's see if this piques your interest. Our first opponent lurks within a human.
Ah, you mean Jezebel, right?
Yes. We're going to defeat Jezebel, who's currently living inside Amane's mind.
Hey, Jezebel's inside Amane, right? How in the world do we beat a demon like that?
Well, we just, Okay, I don't think this would make Atsuro feel very good. We'll just take the battle into her mind.
With it? Wait, you mean inside Amane? Like that's even possible.
Work on your phrasing, Atsuro. Jesus.
Could I bother you for a second?
Miss Mari, you didn't hear what we were saying, did you?
Is Tadashi here?
Tadashi? Who's... Whoa!
Mari? What'd you come here for?
I thought it over.
What?
I'll go with you.
What the... Are you stupid or something?
I know.
You know? Then why are you...
I had to get revenge for the man I loved. My life was on hold until I did. I knew it would be dangerous. I knew I was being selfish. But I had to see it through.
Mari...
You helped me, even then. You let me lean on you. That's why, this time, it's my turn to let you lean on me. Whatever you do, you're still the same Tadashi. I'm going with you.
Suit yourself. I'll leave it up to you to decide.
May I please come with you?
Hey, we just had a bunch of people in our unit go AWOL. We could really use the help. And yes, if you saved Miss Mari from Kudlok, and I believe you need to talk to her on day 6, but I'm not 100% sure on that. In most ending routes, any ending route that is not Yuzu's, she will join you on day 7, which is much appreciated because she is a very useful party member, so let's have her come along.
Thank you. Don't worry, I brought a comp. I can hold my own.
Mari joins your party. Wait, ho! I'm he coming too!
Huh? You're that demon from before.
I keep home my promises. Risking my life for friends in a freeze is the way of the samurai, ho! Well, yeah, I can do this. Let's do our best, ho! Oh man, I'm not insulting him, am I?
Well, if we're out to become Overlord, having a demon with us shouldn't be a problem.
Alright, ho! I'm gonna show my he-manliness! Overlord's magical punishment, ho! Black Frost joins your party, and yes, at this point, if you did the requisite events for this, which, if you remember, on, what was it, day 3, you have to do that optional battle with Midori, then you need to see that event between her and the Jack Frost, and then on day 6, you need to assist Black Frost in battle. If you complete all of those, then you will be able to have Black Frost join your party on Naoya's 7th day, or, very strangely, the only other time he'll join you is on Jin's 7th day, which seems to run counter to what he would want, but whatever, that's how he decides to roll with it. But hey, we've got him here, no problem, so let's have Black Frost come along. Like I said, we had so many people abandon us, we really need to fill out our roster again.
Hey, that guy's kinda shady looking. Is this okay?
And of course, beyond that, we also have Naoya in our party, and frankly, there's no one I'd rather have along with me more than him when we're going for something as crazy as this. But as you can see, Naoya is another magic-focused party member, essentially the replacement Yuzu. He doesn't have as much MP, but his stats are a bit better distributed, and he has 4 move to work with, so that's pretty nice. Doesn't have the 50 speed here. Here we've got Kaido, who, as you can see, is the premier physical specialist of the game with sky-high strength and vitality, but pitiful magic. This works against him pretty badly since magic determines your defense against magical attacks, which means that he can get obliterated by magic something fierce. Over here, we have Black Frost, who is an extremely potent mixed attacker. He has very high strength and magic, while his vitality and agility tend to be pretty middling as he goes up in levels, but they start off strong enough they should be fine here. Like Yuzu, he only has 3 move to work with, and he doesn't have the extra speed to offset that, but as a bonus, he is the only character in the game who actually has innate resistances. As you can see, he can reflect fire and ice damage, though he is innately weak to force type. There is an easy workaround for this. Most obvious one right now is we could just give him anti-most and patch that up, and he'd, just be very strong all around. But there is another skill that will patch out that weakness and give him physical resistance that we can get later. Our final member joining us for this route is Miss Mari. As you can see, she has 4 move and 53 speed, and her specialization is magic and vitality, and she has pretty good MP to go along with it. Miss Mari is one of my favorite party members. She's just ridiculously tanky and hits really hard, so definitely we're going to be bringing her along, and keep things interesting. Since we've been using Atsuro for so long, not that he's bad, but why don't we swap in Black Frost? This is the lineup that we're probably going to be using for most fights, but I'll try to fit Kaido in every now and again when there is an opportunity to use them. If you have not recruited Black Frost and Miss Mari, or even just one of them, this final day can be a little tricky to work around because you're going to be stuck with 2 physical attackers on your team no matter what, and as you can imagine, from being limited to only setting a single skill to a specific human character, it is very impractical to try to run more than 1 physical attacker in this game, and God help you if you picked a physical specialization for your hero. Now, I kind of wanted to do the first battle of Naoya's Day here, but those cutscenes just took up so much time, I feel like the video would run way too long if I decide to do that, so we're just going to save that for the next video. I would strongly encourage that you check out free battles before diving into any battles on the 7th day, because the level curve suddenly kicks into overdrive for the final day of the game. But just to keep things interesting for this very first battle that we get into, I'm not going to do that. We're just going to jump in with what we got here and see how it goes. Should be exciting. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, though, goodbye.